I don't want to be a naysayer or a fearmongerer or, a purveyor of doom. But the reality is, as we record this in March 2020, in Australia this week, just in a 3-day period, 1 million people have lost their jobs this week. About 10% of the Australian workforce have lost their jobs in the last few weeks in Australia. I know for those of us watching in the USA, 3 million people have lost their jobs this week. Obviously times are tough in the UK. And as much as the health crisis will pass, the economic effects are going to linger. And the truth is that salespeople have always driven the economy, and it's never been more important for us to step up. So I'm going to talk at the end of this about how you position yourself for success, how you can create a personal success plan with the exact metrics identified that enable you to thrive and be successful. And you'll be able to present that to your boss so that when they have a look at you as a remote worker right now, they'll see you as one of those salespeople that they have confidence in, that's both working hard, staying disciplined, and really driving results. Do you know, you may feel like the person in this image, fairly battered and bruised. You can, rightly feel maybe, right now, especially in, I guess, the last few weeks, that no one's really buying, that people aren't interested. Maybe you feel that you don't want to be insensitive. But the reality is, with good, positive intent, the reality is we really need to be like this. And you're going to see a few boxing metaphors in the presentation. It's not that we need to assault our potential clients, but the truth is selling has always been tough. It's always been a battle. We've got to find a way to fight client apathy. The client is not the enemy. Apathy is the enemy. Selling has always been about helping people see a brighter future, co-creating a vision for that brighter future. And we'll talk about how we can do this. So what we need to really recognize that you find out who someone really is in adversity. It's when times are tough. It's when people are under enormous stress and pressure that you see the real person. And I just want you to, tell yourself it's really time to step up. Ask yourself, who am I really? Is this a time where I'm going to pull back? Or is this a time where I'm going to really step up? I'm going to invest in myself to make myself the best I can possibly be, like never before. I'm going to find a way to break through to people to help them. I'm absolutely going to have empathy, but I'm going to provide value in conversations for people just beyond relationship. So the big question is, what are you going to do? The very first thing that you need to address for yourself as a seller or as a leader is mindset. You need to make the decision that you're not going to, curl up into a ball in the corner, that you're going to step up and that you're going to improve the value that you provide people. It's incredibly important. We need to learn to execute at new levels. In working at home, with a lot of empty offices now, working from home, people will be okay if they hear your kids in the background. It'll help create even more human connection. I had someone say to me the other day that they're getting unbelievable meetings with really senior people. They're phoning them up and saying, where do you live? I'll drive to you. Let's meet at your local coffee shop where we can still get takeaway coffee. I'll buy you a takeaway coffee. We'll socially distance, but let's go for a walk and have a chat. Or we'll find a park bench on where we can sit a metre and a half apart. And they're getting meetings with senior people because people are starting to get cabin fever. So we really need to be innovative. There's a company in Australia that manufactured gin, distilled spirits, and they pivoted and they're making hand sanitizer for people and doing incredibly well. So people are deciding to adapt as a way of thriving. The human spirit is indomitable.